couple of things that I find really helpful for my well-being are physical exercise. I have been involved in sports, even semi-professional sports, all throughout the years I was growing up, and some kind of physical exercise is still part of everyday life as well, and that's important. I can very clearly see the difference that makes to my mental state as well. Whenever you've had a good run or a good gym session or a game of cricket. Cricket is what I play, when you've done that. So that's important. Also, there is a spiritual side and a sort of philosophy of life that I follow. My wife's a yoga teacher, so I do end up doing a lot of yoga and meditation as well. But that's something that I've been doing since the childhood as well. I think regular checking in is critical, and we do that. The entire team does it with everyone. We're a very close-knit team because we are a small team too. We do rely a lot on other functions across the 3 colleges to help us do what we do. So we do have very strong relationships internally within various parts of the college and also the university. And that's critical. That's the only way we're able to do what we do. And I think interacting with as many people and beyond just your immediate area of work does help, certainly. It also helps in getting to know what impact you're having and what impact you're making. And I think that's a key role, because there are so many times you have to step back and rely on knowing that you're actually making a difference. The work that you're doing is having an impact. And that then helps you get over a little sort of nuisance that you might have, felt at work, or some struggle you might be, trying to get a project done and sort of, finding some small hurdles and trying to get over that. We do have what many people would consider stressful situations, both here at ANU but also while we're traveling. And we do a lot of international travel to a lot of countries where things are not as structured as you would find them in countries like Australia, for example. Travel plans can go wrong, emergency situations can arise every now and then. So remaining sort of calm and maintaining a steady state of mind, that's quite important. And I think that now has become second nature to me, but it has taken a lot of practice over the years. Meditation has certainly helped. There's also sort of the philosophy of life that I follow that has always emphasized on the aspect that, the ability to observe how your body is behaving and the ability to observe how your mind is reacting to certain situations. And just that disconnect that you can make from your body and your mind and just step back and look at them can really help ease any anxieties and stresses that you might be having. I'll put a disclaimer first in that I'm not a meditation teacher, but one of the easiest things to do is focus on your breathing, focus on your breath. One interesting thing I've found with the mind is it can only focus on one thing at a time, so it can't do 2 things at any given time. And when you're trying to focus it on any one thing, and breath is very easy, you will not stop breathing, you will continue to breathe. And if you just focus on breathing in, breathing out, you could do it with eyes closed. There's a danger of falling asleep, or you could do it with eyes open and just staring at a blank wall or anything, but just keep the focus on your breath. Give it a few seconds, even, sort of 15, 20 seconds, and you will see it. I've found personally it does have an impact on my heart rate as well. Your heart rate comes down, and sort of a clarity of perspective sort of dawns upon you. So that's the easiest thing I find. Yeah. The challenge is how to do it, at certain parts of the day, though. So trying to either, put it in your diary or your calendar to begin with. That would help, be this sort of constant reminder that, okay, after 2 hours, let me just take 20 seconds for myself, and then get back to what I was doing, and then repeat every couple of hours. And then slowly it'll become a habit. We, of course, deal with a lot of students and staff both who come to ANU. They could come as a PhD student or a degree student or a visitor, simply somebody who's spending 3 months to 6 months to a year here. And it is always a challenge when you're put into a new environment of any kind There's for many of the people that we bring in, it's not just a new country; it's a new language. Food is different, people are different, culture is very different. So it is a challenge for them. Thankfully, again, ANU has a lot of structure and sort of scaffolding put around those students to help them ease into life here, to help manage sort of some of the difficulties that they would feel. Especially the first sort of month is the most difficult, we find, with students, but it's also the most exciting at the same time as well. So our advice to any of the visitors who come here, students or staff, or people in general, is look, be open to the change. You will see a lot of change naturally, and that's not a bad thing, but be open to it, be accepting, and seek out and reach out if you need any help. The most important thing that many of those who've come and said to us is learning. There's that huge learning curve when you're first coming into any new environment for the first month or so. They're picking up a lot of new things, breaking down a lot of the earlier sort of learning methodologies, particularly in terms of students that they might have gotten used to, and sort of rewiring their brains in some ways. And that's always a good thing.